Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Farm Sim 19. This is Valley Old Farm. We're all the way up to episode number 17 now. We're still finishing up our grass harvest, but we are to the final stage of that now. We've also swapped places, and we're still on the same day. It's quite a bit later in the day. This has taken a long time, and there are just tons and tons of barrels of grass ready to be loaded up and hauled to the BGA, where they'll stay for a few days in order to convert into silage to where we can then sell it. Now, once we're done with this task, we're going to push pretty dang quick through the next few days to get to that point. There's going to be quite a bit of money in these bales. So I'm on the last stretch. It's 3 fields. I'm on my first row. In fact, I even started from the midpoint. So I've got three fields left to bale. Meanwhile, you might have seen him off in the distance there of our camera shot. Dad just finished going back through this area with the windrower, trying to clean it up a little bit with the hills and everything else. And with this windrower, it's just so touchy. I mean, as you saw over the last couple of episodes where I was using it, and now we're full. Let's go ahead and just turn ourselves around for the next row and come back and clean that up later. It's not a row, but we'll get that little scrap. There we go. Yeah, we can get back on track here. So this windrower is the most touchy windrower I've ever used in this game. It's the first time I've used this one. The smaller one is the one that I mostly have, and then I'll jump to something much larger than that if I really want something big. But it doesn't work terribly well with this baler. This baler is definitely a small scale baler. You get a big row going from that windrower. This baler just can't pick them up. So that's one problem. But then any undulation, anything that gives off the hint of a hill or the tiniest little turn, and it loses the row. Alright, that's full. Let's go ahead and line ourselves up for something properly here. Well, we might as well go down right here. That's not a full row anyway. That's good. We don't want to go too far down, right down the middle. It's not exactly ideal. Finish that bale off. Hopefully it doesn't roll down the hill. That's staying put. That's good. Then of course, this baler, it's really nice because it gives you both the baling and wrapping simultaneously, but it can only fill one bale and wrap one bale at a time. So you got to get the previous wrap bale out of the way, and it doesn't automatically eject it when it's done. And it's a little slow to eject the bale that it just finished baling. So it's made for a very slow process. And there are definitely better, more efficient ways to do this, at least for the pair of us. So we might reconsider equipment next time around, especially with the huge cash influx that we are going to get here in 3 days. You can see just how quickly that filled up. It was empty. We went about 4 feet. There are mods out there that allow you to adjust the size of the bale, make larger bales. but we are not running any of those. Kind of regretting not having any, but whatever. Too late now. Alright, I think just cleaning this mound up is going to give us another bale, though we didn't get the whole thing at once. Just that one little pile was 25%. Again, the main thing, not necessarily the workload. The workload certainly could have been better, nicer. And like I said, we might do some equipment switching to try to expedite the process next time. Do it a little differently, swap the equipment out. But that part withstanding, bottom line is we have a ton of bales with a whole lot of money coming out of this. We can get a full estimate once we get all the bales picked up and transported. Of course, while I'm baling, and since Dad just finished with cleaning this area up windrowing wise, he will be swapping equipment out and picking up that bale trailer that we were using earlier that takes 24 bales at a time. That part, very efficient, very useful, very handy, especially the way it unloads. And so it will remain in service for sure next time around. But as I was saying, we should be able to start making our way pretty quickly. Right? It's day 7 now. We're 17 episodes in. So we've been averaging more than 2 episodes per day in game. I believe this is our 3rd episode now for this particular day. Like I said, we're about to jump 3 days forward. Finish picking up these scraps and then we'll move on from here. And then it's going to take a while to get all of this stuff sold. In between the 3 days, we're going to go pretty quick. We'll probably do a couple loads of logs, so there will be a little bit of money. We might pay the debt down slightly. I mean, all we need is 24,000 currently, and we already have 36. So we don't need a lot of money right now to get through the next few days, and the interest that'll compound over that time. And so a load or 2 of logs will get us through that just fine and allow us to pay the debt down slightly. But for episode number 18, we will definitely be moving on to that point where these bales convert over to silage, and we can turn those in at the BGA, and then at the end of that day we are going to have just a ton of money, and a lot of our debt is going to get paid down by the end of that night. Or at least that next day, anyway. But let's go ahead and switch over to time-lapse while I continue to work on baling these up. We'll jump back in from time-lapse periodically when we have loads to drop off at the BGA, and we can update how many loads we've completed and what our estimation is, round numbers, on how much money we're bringing in from this job. Alright folks, so this is load number 8 now. This is already putting us into a couple $100,000. Oh, you're back, you're into the bales that are there.
So to unload, just Y to unload all?
You could try Y. I think you have to use the forced unload all, which I have a button for that on my wheel. It looks like it's working. You'll have to... That's the prep position. You'll have to do it one more time to start the unload. And then you'll want to drive forward once they're kind of drive forward with it. Because you're right back up against the other bales. There you go. So a couple $100,000 here already, and that's just the first load from the second area. We've got a lot of loads coming. I'll head back to baling. as I go to wrap this set of fields up, this will finish off the baling, so I might get one more bale out of some scraps out here, and I think there might be enough to do so. But then that's going to do it for the baling job. Through the time lapse, you might have seen that Dad left the server. Reason being is actually a real life COVID-19 test that he is off to take. He's got minor surgery here in a few days, and I want to make sure that everyone coming in the hospital is not going to infect everyone else around him. So he is off to do that. So he's done for the day, which means we did not get, at least not yet, get the additional loads of bales over to the BGA. 93% here. Keep hunting for little scraps where we can get one final bale here. 96%. Why don't we hop back across the street? It was a little sloppy over here. I think I left a few more scraps on this side, as the windrower did not run back over this. 98%. Let's probably do it right here between these last two little piles. And there it is, 100%. And I've already lifted the tray. Get that unloaded. Shut that down. And we are all done. I'm almost out of gas, so I'm going to have to refuel this tractor. And then I will work off camera to get the rest of those loaded up. We're going to transport it over to the BGA. We're going to fast forward a few days, do that load or two of lumber, and I'll see you back with a ton of bales ready to sell. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm the Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.